Have you ever felt stuck, like your own thoughts are holding you back? Maybe you've tried positive thinking, but it feels like you're just plastering a smile over a problem that won't go away. What if I told you there's a deeper, more powerful way to transform your reality? Not by ignoring the negative, but by understanding its true nature and affirming a higher truth. This is the core of what's known as the affirmative method of spiritual healing. It's not about wishful thinking. It's a profound shift in consciousness. So what exactly is the affirmative method? Think of it this way. When you see a shadow, you don't fight the shadow itself, do you? You don't try to paint it or push it away. You simply turn on the light. The shadow, which is just the absence of light, disappears. The affirmative method works on the same principle. It teaches that things like sickness, poverty, or unhappiness are like shadows. They aren't solid, independent realities. They're simply the absence of a greater truth, the presence of health, abundance, and joy, which are the natural states of being. Instead of focusing on the problem, what we call treating the negative, we turn our attention completely to the positive. We affirm the presence of good, the presence of divine intelligence, health, and harmony, right here and now. Every thought you have that is not of love, respect, healing, financial abundance, beauty, joy, will take you away from the field of intention from which you came from. Getting rid of resistance starts with knowing who you truly are. By being aware of your thoughts and words, you can easily shake off that resistance. It's a mental and spiritual declaration. You're not saying, "I hope I get better." You're affirming, "I am the embodiment of perfect health, because the life within me is perfect." Harnessing the power of your mind can be more effective than the drugs you think you really need. It's a subtle but incredibly powerful distinction. You're not trying to create health. You're recognizing the health that has always been your true nature. Now, you might be thinking, but the pain is real. The bills are real. And you're right. Our human experience of these things is very real. The method doesn't deny your experience. Instead, it offers a different perspective. It says that the condition you're experiencing is a result of a belief, a pattern of thought that has accepted this shadow as reality. I'm feeling clear-headed, sober, and drug-free today because I've been on a journey to change my beliefs. Remember, what is a belief? It's a thought repeated over and over again. What is a habit? It's a behavior repeated over and over again. It's a mental equivalent that is manifested in your life. The healing comes from changing that mental equivalent. Let's break down how this works in practice. The first step is recognition. You recognize that the universe, God, or whatever term you prefer, is a force of pure good, absolute intelligence, and infinite love. It's everywhere, and most importantly, it's within you. The truth is, the universe won't judge you. You might think, finally, someone who gets me. But if you're stuck in negative thoughts, guess what? You're just attracting more of that negativity into your life. It's the life in you, the intelligence that beats your heart without you even thinking about it. This divine presence cannot create sickness or lack because that would go against its very nature. Just as light cannot create darkness. Look at it this way. Movies are all scripts. Now why not start writing the script you desire in your life? The second step is unification. You mentally unite yourself with this presence. You declare, "I am one with this perfect life, this infinite intelligence." This isn't an act of arrogance. It's an act of acceptance. You're accepting your divine heritage. When you feel this unity, you begin to understand that whatever is true of the divine source is also true of you. If the source is whole, perfect, and complete, then so are you at your core spiritual level. The third and most crucial step is realization, or affirmation. This is where you speak your truth. You specifically affirm the reality you wish to experience, not as a future hope, but as a present fact. That is where many make the mistake. It needs to be in the now moment, because everything is in the now. If you're dealing with a physical ailment, you might affirm, "The divine life flowing through me is perfect, whole, and complete. Every cell in my body is now renewed and restored by this perfect life. I am health." You say it with conviction, with feeling. You're not trying to convince yourself. You're announcing a spiritual truth. Let's take another example like financial lack. Instead of worrying about bills, you would shift your focus. You would affirm something like, "The divine substance of the universe is my infinite supply. It flows to me freely and abundantly. Every need is met, and I live in a state of prosperity and gratitude." You're shifting your consciousness from a state of lack to a state of abundance, knowing that the universe is inherently abundant. This process is about changing your belief at a subconscious level. Our conscious mind might argue, but our subconscious mind accepts what we repeatedly tell it with feeling and conviction. When you consistently affirm these new truths, you are essentially reprogramming your consciousness. You're creating a new mental cause, which must, by law, produce a new effect in your life. It's important to understand this isn't about willpower. You're not forcing something to happen. In fact, strain and effort can be counterproductive. It's more about surrender and acceptance. You are surrendering the old limited belief and accepting a higher truth. It's a gentle but firm turning away from the appearance of the problem and turning toward the spiritual reality. Think of it like a boat in a current. You don't have to push the boat. You just have to align it with the current and let the flow carry you. The current is the flow of good, of life, of abundance in the universe. Your affirmations are how you align your boat. A lot of folks ask, how long does it take? Honestly, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. From my 69 years of experience, it really comes down to how persistent and committed you are until it finally happens. Trust me, it's totally worth it. Sometimes healing can be instantaneous. This happens when there's a sudden, complete shift in belief, a moment of true realization where the old thought pattern is completely erased. I used an eraser technique when I divorced about 40 years ago to get rid of the hurt and the pain I had. The light is turned on so brightly that the shadow vanishes in an instant. More often, it's a gradual process. It's like chiseling away at a block of stone. Each affirmation, each moment of quiet contemplation is a tap of the chisel, removing a piece of the old belief until the new form is revealed. Consistency is key. You can't just try it once and give up if you don't see immediate results. It's a spiritual practice, a new way of thinking that you cultivate daily. Make it a habit to spend a few minutes each morning and evening in this state of affirmative prayer. Find a quiet space, calm your mind, and speak your affirmations. Feel the truth of them. Imagine yourself already living in that new reality. What does it feel like to be healthy, abundant, and joyful? Embody that feeling. Let's be clear. This method is not a replacement for professional help when you need it. Whether that's medical, financial, or psychological, it's a complementary tool. Think of it as working on the problem from the inside out, while other professionals may be working from the outside in. Combining these approaches can be incredibly powerful. True spiritual healing supports all pathways to wholeness. So how can you start today? Pick one area of your life you'd like to improve. Just one. Don't overwhelm yourself. Is it health, relationships, your career? Once you've chosen, craft a simple, powerful, present-tense affirmation. For example, if it's about finding peace of mind, you could say, "The divine peace of the universe fills my mind and heart. I am calm, centered, and serene." Write it down. Say it out loud in the morning when you wake up and at night before you sleep. Say it when you feel anxious or when the old negative thoughts creep in. Don't fight the old thoughts. Just gently replace them with your affirmation. Let your affirmation be the new default setting for your mind. This journey of affirmative healing is a beautiful path of self-discovery and empowerment. It's about realizing that you are not a victim of circumstance, but a co-creator with the universe. You have within you the power to change your beliefs, and by changing your beliefs, you change your world. It begins with a single thought, a single affirmation, a single decision to turn toward the light. Thank you for joining me on this exploration today. I hope this gives you a new tool for your spiritual toolkit. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more insights into living a more empowered and conscious life. Remember to be patient and kind to yourself on this journey. You are worth the effort. In Chapter 7, I will tell you a story about a 6-year-old boy who healed from degenerative bone disease. It was all because of his emotions, and believe it or not, his thought process. Thanks for watching.